In our lives, we often give our time, affection, and dedication without realizing that this can lead others to take us for granted. They may assume we will always be available, regardless of the circumstances. However, when we understand that our presence is valuable, we can transform how others treat us. The essence of the Buddhist teaching on impermanence reminds us that everything in life is transient, and our absence can also have a profound impact. To be loved and respected, it is crucial to show that your life does not revolve solely around other people. When someone realizes that your presence is not guaranteed, they begin to cherish each moment spent with you. This is not about manipulating emotions, but about building healthy independence, where your happiness does not depend on the approval or company of others. By cultivating this inner security, you become more attractive and respected because others see that they need to earn your time and attention. True respect arises when others understand that your absence would leave a void that cannot easily be filled. It's important for the people around you to feel that they cannot take your presence for granted. The awareness that you can walk your own path and be fulfilled even without always being present in their lives makes them value the moments spent with you even more. The path to being loved and respected begins when you consciously decide to value your own presence. Time is a valuable resource, and how you manage it determines how others perceive you. In Buddhist philosophy, there is a deep respect for the passage of time and the need to live each moment with intention. The way you make yourself available to others can be the key to creating healthier relationships and mutual respect. If you are always available anytime and for anyone, it can give the impression that your time is not as valuable as it should be. When we overextend ourselves, people may start to expect that we will always be there, which can diminish their perception of our worth. Buddhist philosophy teaches us to find a balance between being present for others and honoring the time we dedicate to ourselves. By creating healthy boundaries in your availability, you show that your life is full and balanced, with interests and responsibilities that also need attention. This does not mean being selfish or distancing yourself from people, but rather ensuring that your time is respected and appreciated. Those around you will begin to value your company more when they realize you are not always available and that your presence is something special. Maintaining this balance is fundamental. By setting boundaries, you send the message that your life has purpose and that people need to respect your time to be part of it. This simple but powerful gesture makes others see your presence as something rare and valuable, generating more respect and admiration. In a world where information flows constantly and people share every aspect of their lives on social media, keeping a bit of mystery can be incredibly attractive. Buddhism teaches us the importance of cultivating wisdom and patience, allowing people to discover who we are gradually and carefully. When you don't reveal everything about yourself right away, you create a layer of mystery that sparks curiosity and interest in those around you. Just like an intriguing book that reveals its story slowly, you allow others to feel intrigued and want to know more about you. This isn't about hiding who you are, but about giving time for connections to deepen in a natural and meaningful way. Mystery invites people to explore your essence more deeply, to spend time really getting to know you. This process creates a more authentic and true connection, as those around you feel that there is more to be discovered. And this journey becomes part of building the relationship. In Buddhist practice, wisdom is not revealed all at once, but gradually, so that it can be fully understood. By allowing others to know you in stages, you create a balance between closeness and distance, something that keeps the relationship interesting and always growing. Mystery generates respect and fascination, and most importantly, it builds a foundation of interactions that go beyond the superficial. This makes people feel more involved and deeply connected with you. In the pursuit of meaningful relationships, it is essential to understand the value of mutual investment. In Buddhism, the concept of intrinsic value teaches that we all have an inner wealth that needs to be recognized and appreciated. However, for this to happen, others must see your value and invest time, energy, and effort to get to know you better. When you place yourself in a position where people need to make an effort to be in your company, they naturally begin to value the relationship more. Investing time and energy in someone creates a deeper bond, and this process is crucial for respect and love to flourish. On the contrary, if you are always available without asking for any effort from the other, you may end up being underestimated. Just as in Buddhist practice, where self-knowledge requires dedication, relationships also demand a certain investment from both parties. When people invest in you, they start to realize how valuable you are, and this perception strengthens the bond between you. Don't be afraid to allow others to spend time and effort to be by your side. This creates an environment of mutual respect and appreciation. By establishing this type of dynamic, you create a virtuous cycle of respect and value. People will begin to see your presence as something special, and their investment will reinforce the connection in a healthy and balanced way. This type of relationship, where respect is earned through effort, is more lasting and meaningful. Respecting yourself is the starting point for being loved and respected by others. Buddhist teachings value self-awareness and self-respect as fundamental pillars for a fulfilling life. When you recognize your own worth, your actions reflect this self-esteem, and others begin to treat you with the same respect. If you neglect your own needs, desires, and boundaries, you end up allowing others to do the same. Therefore, the first step to being respected is to establish clear standards of how you want to be treated. This process begins with how you see yourself and the way you define your priorities. In Buddhism, the practice of self-knowledge is essential to understand who we are and what we deserve. By dedicating time to yourself and what is important for your well-being, you strengthen your relationship with yourself, which positively reflects on your interactions with others. When you make yourself a priority, others also begin to understand the importance of respecting your limits and your space. This self-respect is not selfishness, but rather a way of practicing true self-love. When you establish that your needs and well-being are a priority, the people around you adjust to this new dynamic, respecting you in a more authentic way. Respecting yourself creates a positive cycle where self-love transforms into respect and appreciation in external relationships. One of the greatest teachings of Buddhism is the importance of detachment and independence. Making someone else the center of your life may seem like an act of love, but in reality, it can lead to losing your own identity. To be truly loved and respected, it is necessary to maintain your individuality and autonomy. When you live for another person, you risk losing yourself and emotionally depending on the other to feel complete. However, Buddhism teaches us that happiness and fulfillment come from within. Cultivating your own life, your interests, and passions makes you a more complete and attractive person. Maintaining your independence is essential to preserving your essence and emotional well-being. When you have a full life with your own goals and accomplishments, it creates a solid foundation for healthy relationships. Those around you will realize that you do not depend on them to be happy, and this inspires respect and admiration. The balance between relating to others and maintaining your autonomy is an art. By cultivating your own life, you create a space where relationships become more balanced, and others understand that being by your side is a choice, not a need. This kind of independence is essential to building relationships of mutual respect and love. In relationships, balance is fundamental. If you are always the one initiating conversations and seeking contact, you may end up creating an imbalance where the other person becomes complacent and passive. The Buddhist teaching on detachment and reciprocity teaches that it's important to give space for others to also do their part. Allowing others to take the initiative helps create a more balanced and healthy relationship. When you don't always reach out first, you give space for people to show their interest actively. This not only creates more respect, but also makes others feel the need to put effort into maintaining the connection. In Buddhism, the concept of non-attachment is directly linked to the idea of not overburdening others with excessive expectations or dependencies. By giving others the opportunity to initiate contact, you create a balance where both feel equally responsible for the relationship. This strengthens the bond and fosters an environment of mutual respect. By practicing this attitude, you will see that relationships become more natural and flow more evenly. The people who truly care about you will make an effort to maintain contact, and this creates a healthier and more lasting dynamic. Mutual respect arises from this balanced exchange. Expecting another person to be the source of your happiness is a common mistake, but Buddhism teaches that true happiness comes from within. The quest for personal fulfillment must begin with the understanding that genuine joy is something we cultivate internally, not something we receive from others. When you find happiness within yourself, you become more independent and emotionally balanced. This not only makes you more attractive to others, but also creates a solid foundation for healthier relationships. On the other hand, when you place your happiness in the hands of someone else, you create a dependency that can weaken the relationship. In Buddhism, the practice of meditation and introspection helps to find this inner happiness. By dedicating time to connect with yourself, you begin to realize that joy does not depend on external factors. This gives you strength to face life's challenges with serenity and peace, which, in turn, attracts more respect and admiration from those around you. By creating your own happiness, you radiate positive energy that is contagious to others. People who are happy with themselves are naturally attractive because they don't burden relationships with unrealistic expectations and demands. This creates an atmosphere of lightness and harmony, where connections can flourish in a healthier and more genuine way. Knowing when to leave is one of the greatest signs of self-respect. Buddhism teaches us about the impermanence of all things, including relationships. If you find yourself in a situation where you are not valued or respected, it is essential to have the courage to move on. Often we cling to relationships that don't bring us happiness, or that devalue us out of fear of loneliness or change. However, Buddhist teaching reminds us that everything is temporary, and true peace comes from knowing when it's time to let go. Leaving a situation where you are not valued is an act of self-love and respect for your dignity. When you show that you are willing to leave a relationship that does not respect you, you send a clear message that your presence is valuable. People begin to understand that you are not willing to accept less than you deserve, which creates a new level of respect. Letting go can be difficult, but it is an essential part of personal growth and the pursuit of healthy relationships. Buddhism teaches that by releasing what no longer serves us, we open up space for new opportunities and connections that truly value who we are. Emotions are a natural part of life, but Buddhism teaches us that emotional balance is essential for achieving inner peace. When we become emotionally attached in an exaggerated way, we can lose control of our reactions and compromise our relationships. The secret to being loved and respected lies in maintaining serenity and balance in the face of emotional challenges. Emotional control doesn't mean repressing feelings, but rather understanding them and dealing with them wisely. Buddhism offers us practices such as meditation and mindfulness to observe emotions without being dominated by them. When we manage to stay calm in moments of tension, it conveys a sense of security and respect to others. The healthiest and most respectful relationships are those where both parties can express their emotions in a balanced way. On the other hand, emotional exaggeration can lead to unnecessary conflicts and strain. By practicing emotional control, you create an atmosphere of peace and harmony where interactions flow more smoothly. Following the path of emotional balance not only strengthens your relationships, but also fosters mutual respect. People admire those who can remain calm in difficult situations, and this serenity becomes a fundamental pillar for healthier and more meaningful relationships.